What's up, everybody? It's your boy, and I'm back. It's Tuesday. It's Talk Back Tuesday time. What's up? It's Tarek, and I'm just hanging out and hoping to hear from you. I know it's going into the international break, so everything football related, club related, city related is behind us for a little bit. So we get to look back and kind of celebrate. Obviously, there's a big win in there. We get to go back and think about that. But before we do that, I do want to take a moment and give, e- rival, right? But big ups to Mohamed Salah, who it was announced earlier today that he'll be leaving the Premier League at the end of the season. Looks like he'll be going on a free. I don't think that's a surprise. I think we've always known that he was probably going to be leaving, but taking away the rivalry, taking away the fact that he plays for a different club, a club that I'm not a fan of, wears red, whatever, taking all that away, there's no denying, there's no doubting the fact that this man, Mohamed Salah, is in fact a Premier League legend, one of the best to do it, scoring goals from a winger position at an incredible rate. And so I imagine that if you're a Liverpool fan, you are uh, uh, kind of feeling like we felt when all of our legends have left, right? When we last season, when KDB, we knew he was moving off into the sunset. He was no longer going to be a member of Manchester City. That stung a little bit. That hurt a little bit. There were people that were upset by that. Still to this day, upset by that. It's people who say we should have kept him around for another year or more. So I imagine that they are feeling the same thing that we have felt when you know that one of your legends is going off into the sunset. Who knows? Maybe they lose Van Dyke as well. We never know because I think they both signed a 1 year extension over last summer, summer before last, whatever it was. And so there's no telling what their club is going to look like in the next season. And quite honestly, we don't know what ours is going to look like as well. There's a lot of transition, a lot of change that's going to happen across the league, particularly here at City. So we've got a lot to get into. But before we do, big ups to everybody that is here. As always, certainly appreciate you stopping by to hang out with your boy for a little bit. Um, Big up to Harry. Appreciate you being here, bruh. Of course, Miami Snoopy always here. Agreed, man. Winning a cup final is, in fact, the perfect way to go into an international break. Although I hate international breaks because it breaks the rhythm. You want to build on this. You want to take this win and build on it. Of course, you prefer to go into it winning and lifting a trophy more than you would anything else. Of course, if you lost, you got 2 weeks to stew on that and think about it all the time. So I would rather be us than anybody else. But I would rather there not be an international break and we could just keep playing because I think momentum builds on top of itself. And so the more we win, the better we feel, the better we feel, the better we play, the better we play, the more we win, and just it continues to build this cycle. So maybe it's a little ill-timed as far as an international break, but like I said, I'd rather be us than anybody else from that standpoint. Big up Indrani. Big up to you. Appreciate you being here. Of course, Ash, always appreciate you being here. Agreeing with me about Mohamed Salah, of course, best Premier League winner of all time in his opinion. So again, Mo Salah, uh, if you are a Liverpool fan and you want to have your say about Mohamed Salah, about his impact, or even if you're not, and you just want to jump on and say what you think about Mohamed Salah and his decision to leave the Premier League, feel free to jump on. As always, this is open to people to come on and hang out with me. And of course, tonight we got none other than uh, Martin from the Mancunian Way. I was going to call you the quad father, but I guess we're out of the Premier League, so there's no chance of a quad
League Cup
anymore.
father.
Yeah, there you go. Cup father. There you go.
Yeah. No,
Um,
Cup. CUP.
yeah, yeah,
Just so
yeah.
that doesn't get twisted into something else.
Yeah. Big up, man. How you doing?
Yeah, good. Got my voice back eventually.
So I've seen all of Mohamed Salah's career in the Premier League.
Yes.
even going back to when he went to Chelsea initially and then left and then came back. So I've seen all that, but what I haven't seen is, say, all of the other wingers that he would be compared to. So the Terry Henrys of the world. I saw Eden Dzeko. I mean, not, excuse me. I saw Eden Hazard. So I did see some, but in your mind, now that he's announced that he's going to be leaving in the summer, is he, in fact, in your mind, it's just your opinion, is he the best Premier League winger of all time?
No.
Who would you put? Is it Terry Henry?
Well, I mean, I'm going to say Henry, but
He
was
may be,
Henry a full winger?
I would say this winger or striker, depending on how you
The
classify
trouble then
him.
that's the debate with Salah in it. Was he a winger or did he become a false nine at Arsenal? Magnus has put Ryan Giggs, which is a massive shout. David Beckham, even.
Wow, David Beckham. Really?
As much as I hate this, and I do, I've got to be real. You know me, Tariq. I have to be real. That United team was special. It ruined my childhood, so I can't sit there and say that David Beckham and Giggs didn't ruin my childhood. They did. You know what I mean? They gave me a lot of sleepless nights, those two.
So hold on for 1 second. Big up City Ferrari. Appreciate you being here.
Why is he not on screen?
I don't know. Oh, wait, City for yeah, duh.
That's
I know who
Louis.
that is. Yeah, I'll say I just see the name and I don't even put 2 and 2 together.
You know he's got to put F1 in somewhere.
Yeah, I keep gotta remember that. Big up, man. Lance C says that Arsenal will hate that there's an international break, so definitely understand that.
Well, I've also got a debate for a bit that I want to ask. I want to pick your brain on.
Okay, so before you do that though, so I didn't see that United team in their heyday, right? If anything, I saw the very tail end of it, and probably not even that. To be honest, I probably didn't even see that because Beckham. I saw Beckham at. I mean, I knew who he was, his name, but I had never really seen him play. I saw him mostly like at LA and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, I knew he was a big name. I knew, but I guess the take that I got or the feel that I got from a lot of people is that Beckham was kind of overrated. So to hear you put Beckham in the conversation over,
there's loads though, isn't there? I mean, it was Ronaldo a winger. Technically, he was in some games, other games he's a striker. Then you've got Gareth Bale and his pomp at Southampton and Tottenham.
Bale was, yeah. I saw Bale.
Eden Hazard. Then you've got, I mean, it depends how far back you want to go to, because I can kick us all the way back to Steve McManaman at Liverpool, who was a top winger. Now, he wasn't, there was a reason Real Madrid bought him or got him on a free. And he won a lot there. McManaman won a hell of a lot there. David Ginola, Freddie Ljungberg, Robert Perez, Mark Overmars, I think gets really disrespected in these conversations. No one talks about Mark Overmars. Overmars was scary. He was scary to watch. I watched him at Main Road run a game on his own. Even I had my jaw to the floor watching Mark Overmars run up and down the Main Road pitch. And the Main Road was a big old pitch. It was, the thing with Main Road was it was extended for wingers. Brian Horton in 1993 extended the pitch for Peter Beager and Nicky Summerby. And it had the opposite effect because everyone else's opposition came in and enjoyed it more than our own players did. So there's been so many, but Salah's certainly in the top 2 or 3 for me, 100%. It tells me there's been a massive, this falling out's gone too far, because they're not just selling him, they're cancelling his contract.
I was wondering if he was up at the end of the year. Big up, Danny. Appreciate you being here.
He's on a 2-year deal. It's on a 2-year deal.
See, that's what I was thinking. I thought maybe it was 2, but then I was like, well, if he's coming up, then it must be that that Van Dijk is coming up too. But
no, Van Dijk still got
interesting. So I didn't pay attention to it. So there's the conversation. Then to your point, that it must have gone too far. Yeah,
is the Elise rumors true? I mean, we're saying he's cancelled his contract. Maybe they've agreed a fee somewhere else. Because why would you go through all that big hoo-ha less than 12 months ago, and giving him a 400 grand a week contract, making a big deal out of it, promoting it like it's some sort of Avengers movie, and then 9 months later you just rip it all up and start again?
Yeah.
It's
So
crazy.
Danny, the question that I asked, obviously, we're going to get into the city stuff and we're going to celebrate the trophy and all that kind of stuff here in a minute. But with the announcement that Mohamed Salah is going to be leaving Liverpool at the end of the season, wanted to give him his props because, again, for many, he's in that conversation. Even if he's not the best, he's in the conversation for one of the greatest of all time as far as Premier League wingers are concerned. So that's the conversation that I'm having is, do you think he's the best winger to come through the Premier League?
Yeah, it's a tough question. I actually came on here because you were talking about history and stuff. And
okay, there you go.
I mentioned David Beckham and it wet down his mouth. He's like, go on, then.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I know there's a debate about Henry. For me, it's Henry. Just what he did at Arsenal. He's won 4 Premier League Golden Boots, and he was just the face of the early 2000s for me until he went to Barcelona, I think, in 2007. Bale was good at Tottenham, of course. I mean, he started out as a left back, I think, at Southampton, and then moved further forward. He had that famous hat trick at the San Siro, and then he scored that banger against Stoke. Can't remember what season it was. It was early 2010s, though. Another shout, Cristiano Ronaldo. 6 years he spent at United. He was absolutely tremendous, especially that 07-08 season. He ended up winning the Ballon d'Or. He got sent off at the following season, but absolutely one of the best wingers.
That's why I mentioned Overmars.
Yeah, Overmars, late 90s, wasn't he?
Overmars was late 90s, early 2000s.
Because he was at Barcelona 2000 to 2004, and he was at Arsenal for a handful of years as well. McManaman as well. That's more like the Liverpool Spice Boys era, early 90s. He had a brace in the League Cup final, 95.
Yeah, I don't mean the Manchester City.
No, not the one in 03-04.
I don't mean Steve McPointy, man, who all he did was point when he came to City.
We got him and David Seaman in the same season, didn't we? It was 03-04.
All he did at City, McManaman, was point everywhere. He never ran, he just pointed.
Yeah, Harry's brought up Eden Hazard as well. I think Hazard and Salah.
Yeah, I mentioned Hazard. Robert Perez.
I'd take Salah
Perez,
over Hazard. I think that
Alexis Sanchez.
I think you got to go with
Alexis Sanchez.
Salah.
Got 3 good seasons out of him, and then as soon
as
he went to United in early January 2018, and it just fell off a cliff. You can't.
John Barnes
15, 16, 17 for Sanchez, and then not a whole lot to write home about. I think that 16 for Hazard ruins his legacy for me. I know everyone loves him. I know he had the 14-15, the 18-19 season. That 15-16 season where he didn't score until April at Bournemouth, I mean, ruins it for me.
Ash points out that some LFC or Liverpool fans appreciate Mane more than they do Salah, which I hear that, but again, Salah was here longer. The numbers are like through the roof. But if you ask about who was the most, so like in the US sports, we have a difference between who's the best player and who's the most valuable player. Salah's probably going to be considered the best player because the numbers are just exceptional. But in those Liverpool teams that were competing and pushing us all the way to the end, I would argue that maybe Mane might have been the most valuable because of what he did, pressing and all the other things. And so, yeah, he contributed goals. Yeah, he contributed assists, but it was also all the other things that he did that I think made him more valuable to Liverpool in that moment, even if Salah was the better or will go down as the better player. So, yeah, it doesn't surprise me that some people, even Liverpool fans, might say that they love Mane more, even if Salah will go down as one of the, Mane's not going to be in this conversation, I don't think, as far as like best of all
You've got to have gigs in it. You've got to have gigs for the.
Gigs, absolutely, because he scored in like every Premier League season he played.
Yeah, and well, not only that, this is the other debate you got to have is wingers in the 90s. They weren't there for really scoring. They were there for more the assisting part.
Yeah.
So
and like this shout for Arden Robin.
Arden
I
Robin,
remember
when you
him
go-
from like more, again, just because more recent for me, it's what he did at Bayern more than anything else. But of course, I know he played. I think he played.
He was at Chelsea from
Yeah.
04 to 07, and then two
Yeah.
seasons at Madrid, and then Bayern 09
Yeah.
10, and Van Hal.
I didn't have
Yeah.
Robin because then I think he had similar numbers to Sane when I had a look at the numbers. And I think Salah's very clear of Sane, Sterling, and Robin.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And that's not saying that Sane and Sterling were excellent.
Yeah, they're not saying the crap. We're talking all time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sterling's definitely in that tier too because he's got the 100 Premier League goals. You have to respect him. Yeah.
Are we being a bit disrespectful
Sterling,
not mentioning Riyad?
Riyad Mahrez.
You know, LB. If LB was on it,
of course. But
mouth.
See, I guess the question is, would we do that just because we're wearing blue tinted glasses, right? If he wasn't a City player, would we consider him in that conversation?
PFA player of the year.
I think, yeah, he had.
For me, how much do you weight that 15-16 season? I think you have to really weight that pretty highly.
He would need multiple seasons at that level to be in this conversation, in my opinion.
He did, because he was PFA player of the year from Leicester when we bought him. He carried him and Vardy. Well, him and Vardy, because it was weird at Leicester because at Leicester he was the Vardy assister.
I should message LB to come advocate for his guy.
That's what I mean. So, and we bought him on the back of the PFA player of the year, and I think Mahrez is in the combo. Do I think he's a Salah level? No.
You'd have to put on your blue tinted glasses.
Yeah, but this also said, as you read, Donna, Salah's not always been a winger. He's sometimes also been a striker in that.
In his first season, like November, October time, he was striking. I think he scored a brace at Stoke that year, playing as a striker.
Yeah,
he had a card in FIFA as a striker around that point. That's how I remember it. But yeah,
it's a weird one. It is a weird one with it. But Salah, I mean, I'll tell you what, the Premier League is going to be less of a thing when you lose a player like Mo Salah out of it.
Well, and that's why I had to, before we get into all the other stuff that I wanted to talk about, had to start there because, again, that's a major shift in, just the Premier League and the players that make up the league, just like it was when, again, we don't know where he's going to go, but just like it was when KDB left, that, again, it was probably the highlight for me was being able to be in the stadium at Fulham and sing him off the pitch and be there when he gets to be cheered off the pitch by the City fans. I didn't know. I mean, I guess I figured it out towards the end of the season that was going to be his last match and I was going to be able to be there. But I would have never known that going into it. And so that is probably like a highlight for me because of what he meant to our club, but also because he's one of the best midfielders to ever play in the Premier League. And this is the same thing for Mohamed Salah, whether you think he's the best or not, if he's number one or he's in that conversation. And so the impact of his leaving is going to be pretty big. Big up Ryjack. Appreciate you as always. Do I think he's LFC's best player of all time? I'm not qualified to make that statement. You need somebody that's watched more.
Or Gerrard. It's awesome.
Or a Liverpool fan to tell you who's the better player. But of course, Gerrard is in that conversation for sure.
Ian Rush, Kenny Dalglish, players like that.
I don't know them. I don't know them like that. That's just me, being.
I wasn't around in the 80s. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
But I do think Salah's like second, third, fourth, that kind of area. I think Gerrard's got to be the top one.
Ryan Giggs, 632 appearances, record assists of 162, 13 Premier League EPL. Yeah, I guess that's Premier League titles, consistency. Yeah, it's hard to argue. It's hard to argue those numbers. Again, never watched them. Maybe I should just do like a compilation video over the break and like maybe do a reaction to see, because I want to see. Like, I've seen a little bit of Beckham just because they showed clips when he came to the MLS or whatever, but I don't know that I've seen much, if any, of Ryan Giggs. And so to educate myself, I probably need to go watch a little bit. All-time wingers are dying. Same with all-time strikers. Yeah, I mean, when you think about these names and you think about what we've seen, yeah, there's a big difference because again, maybe not all these players scored at the same rate that Salah did, but they were all exceptional at different things. And maybe we haven't quite seen, like, again, I'm thinking about, and don't take this the wrong way, not trying to rattle the fan base, but Doku, for as great as he is or as good as he is not in that same conversation and not close to that conversation. And he's young, he's got plenty of time to get there. I don't expect him to be there just yet, but it just goes to show the gap that has developed. So for sure. So yeah, these are strikers, again, talking about the fact that strikers have kind of fallen off, but Aguero, Van Persie, Henry, Torres.
I agree with Briggs.
Drogba.
You could even throw like Berbatov in there. He was all right for United.
Rooney, Tevez, Owen. You said Berbatov.
No, that's not that same level, but like
I don't know what you two think. I think there is a little bit of a talent, not drain. I don't think there's something the drain in the talent. I think the next generation aren't coming through as much or as quick as what they maybe did. I think we were very lucky maybe 15 years ago. You had 5, 6, 7 all coming through together.
Yes, absolutely.
And you're not getting that now. You're getting 1 or 2 at the time. And this is my big debate with the world class thing. And you two know me on this world class thing. It tells me a lot about the level of players now when we're chucking around world class to anyone now. 15 years ago, you really had to struggle to get to world class. When you said name me world class players, you were really umming and ahhing. Now people are wheeling off everything for doing 2 assists in a game. Oh, he's world class because he stood on the ball during it. I think we've lost our. We talk about fans having standards and players having standards. I think our standard of football has gone down.
When I first started watching, and there were conversations about who was, world class, it really was world class was you were one of the 1 or 2 best players in the world at your position. We've extended that quite a bit where now if you're in the top 10, we start calling you world class. So yeah, the criteria has slid quite a bit. And so now more people get into that conversation that wouldn't have gotten in the short amount of time that I've been a football fan. So
16-year-olds are getting talked about like they're the next big thing.
Well, yeah, we're impatient. We jump to
it's like Freddie Adu all over again at the minute, isn't it? And that's not a dig at you two, but it is like Freddie Adu all over again.
Kind of fair, and it's kind of scarring since it's World Cup year. Talking about Freddie
Ferguson ruined him. He only had him for about a year or whatever it was. He never played for him.
I was gonna say, yeah. So yeah, speaking of Max Dowman is class, to be fair, and he probably is, but it's just so early to have.
I don't know if he is class.
No, I mean he probably is. Maybe he is. It's just so early to have a conversation. Josh, the question is,
he's not been called up. I'm like, he scored 1 goal. What we doing here?
That's ridiculous. Being called up, really talking about.
I know how good the guy is, but
the truth, I don't know if he is class because, with due respect, I've not seen his.
That's a great comment. David Villa wasn't considered world class 15 years ago, and now we talk about Rodrigo as if
David Silva wasn't.
Yeah,
David Silva wasn't talked about as world class.
We don't have teams like Unai Emery's Valencia anymore with like David Silva, Juan Mata, David Villa, Marchena. Like
Juan Mata, yeah.
Here's one for you, lads. I've just checked it now. 27 minutes against Port Vale, 71 minutes against Brighton in the EFL Cup. So I'm just looking at his stats.
You're talking about Dowman?
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is in the Premier League. He's had 3 appearances, 43 minutes in total in the Premier League. And in the FA, in the Champions League, he's played 1 appearance. That was probably going to be about 18 minutes. So how does anyone know if he's class? That's like us saying Ryan McAdoo's class.
No, and all you've got to go off of is like youth games, but again, different players adapt differently. Dalman's done pretty well so far, but the sample size is so small. You never know.
We did this with Oscar Bob, didn't we?
I was
Oscar
about to say
Bob
I don't want to break Brian's
there.
next heart, but Oscar Bob started like a house on fire, and look where he is now. Like, you got to let things play out.
People are impatient now. That's part of the problem. I keep saying it. They're impatient.
Well, name we're going to get to at the end of the night is Kevin Sullivan. You know, being an American, of course, we want to American City fan. We want to see him succeed, but you know, he's 16. I think he's about the same age as a Max Downer. So you got to be careful. You don't put too much on his shoulders. Big up Magnus for joining. How you doing, sir?
By the way, I've just looked up. Oscar Bob's not played 190 minutes yet in the Premier League.
Oh dear.
No, but he played the other night or the other day. It was on the weekend. He actually did decent, I think, for what I saw. I didn't watch the whole game. I didn't watch the whole match. I probably saw about 60 minutes of it. I thought he did pretty good.
Good evening, Danny. Good evening, Martin. Good evening, Tarek.
Good evening. Glad to have you.
How you
Real quick, before we
Yeah.
jump into more of the conversation, I do want to say this show is intended to be able to hear back from you. Again, we call it Talk Back Tuesday because I spend many, many days, hours at times sitting on this side of the camera, talking at you, talking to you, telling you my thoughts, my opinions, my feelings. But I never or hardly ever get a chance to hear back from you, the audience. And so this is a chance for you to do that. If you are someone that wants to come on screen and have your say, maybe you feel like Mohamed Salah is the best, greatest of all time as far as Premier League wingers. Maybe you disagree. That is a perfect chance, perfect opportunity for you to come on screen and have your say. How do you do it? There is a link in the chat at the very top. There should be a pinned message. In that pinned message, there is just simply a link. If you click that link, it'll put you into or put you backstage, to use a term, and then we can bring you on and give you a chance to have your say. Again, it's something you can come on, say what you want to say, spend 5-10 minutes with us and then get off, or you can come and hang out depending on how you want to do it. As we talk about that, Louis has joined us. Big up to you, sir. So if you are here and you want to have your say, whether you're a City fan or a Liverpool fan, an Arsenal fan, or whoever fan, this show is for you. We started out the conversation talking about Mohamed Salah because, again, I think one of the biggest pieces of news of the day is the fact that he has decided that his time at Liverpool is up and he'll be leaving the Premier League at the end of the season, or at least leaving Liverpool at the end of the season. So we started out the conversation talking about that. We'll continue with that all throughout the night, but we'll also get to some more of the City content. I guess, of course, we want to talk about the Carabao Cup and being champions and all that. So we definitely have a lot to talk about tonight, but more importantly, I am glad that you are here. Before we move on, I do want to ask you to do me a favor. As you can see at the bottom of the screen, I am trying to get to 500 subscribers. So do me a favor. Do much like Pizel or Pies 11, however we're saying that. It looks like Pizel with ones instead of the L's. But do like him. Hit that subscribe button. Join and become a subscriber to the channel. That helps me. Hitting that subscribe button, hitting that like button, commenting, adding to the chat, all of those things say to the algorithm that you enjoy the content that you are getting here. So if that's you, do me a favor, hit those buttons, do all the things that we need as content creators as I seek to try to continue to grow the channel. So with that being said, we'll get back to it. Big up Louis, big up Magnus. Thank you guys for jumping on.
No problem. No problem. Can I just piggyback what the comments I was making?
Absolutely.
About Ryan Giggs. My God, what a fantastic winger he was. And I don't like doing this because obviously he had his entire career at United. But he's everything you probably wanted from a winger. Tarek, if you ever get a chance to go and watch some kind of like a highlights reel or something like that, go and do it. He was fast as lightning. He had a fantastic left foot. he wasn't afraid to take on fullbacks. He was
Okay.
everything you'd want from a proper byline winger as well. And when he started losing his speed in his 30s, he kind of learnt the role as a kind of like a midfielder, central midfielder. And kudos to him. I mean, he wasn't the greatest individual off the pitch.
Yep. I've heard the stories.
Yeah, I know. But and I think City were at one point when he was very young. He almost signed for City at one point as well, which would have been great for us, but he didn't.
Local to Manchester, I assume, correct?
Yes,
because he won in the '92. So yeah, I mean, it's probably very close. It could be for all of those guys that you could play for either one, depending on whatever club is. I assume whichever club is closer, or whichever one is giving you the chance to become professional sooner. So that's not a surprise. But I'm definitely I think I'm gonna do that over the break. I'm gonna watch Ryan Giggs just to see.
It is very good. I mean, I don't even really like talking about it, but you've got to give him due respect. I mean, the appearances he had for the club, definitely the record appearances for United. So he eclipsed Bobby Charlton. And up until I think Gareth Barry and now Milner, he was all-time Premier appearances. So consistency over a long period of time. Just phenomenal player. I wish we would have had him really, but wouldn't have been difficult to get in the City team at that time, to be honest with you.
Fair enough.
Well, that was what, like the Peter Reid, Brian Horton days, wasn't it?
Yeah.
All right. So if you are in the chat, you can feel free to continue to chat about wingers or Mohamed Salah in general. There is a poll that is up. Is Mohamed Salah the greatest of all time Premier League winger? Right now, it looks like small font, can't hardly see. 47% say yes, 53% say no. So it's pretty close. He may not be number one for everybody, but he's in that conversation. Definitely feels that way.
He's definitely up there.
Yeah. All right, let's get to the City content. Hold on. Before we do that, before we make a move, Oriano is trying to come on, but it looks like you need to turn your mic or your camera on, or maybe they got disconnected because it doesn't look. I can add you to the stream without those things being on. So Oriano, who is backstage, if you want to come on, go ahead, turn your mic on. If you have a camera, turn the camera on, but definitely your mic, and we'll get you on. So big up to you, but thanks for coming by. All right. While he does what he does, or they do what they do, Carabao Cup, gotta shout out the boys for the 2-0 win over Arsenal. So we want to definitely big that up. So give me your thoughts. Hold on, let me try this. It still says device is not connected. So I cannot bring you on, Oriano, until you get the mic or cam, because it brought you on, it brings you into the chat or into the backstage, but I can't add you to the screen until you have mic and or cam. Well, you got to have your mic on. So sorry. So thoughts on the winning the trophy? Martin, I'll let you start.
Yeah, I got my cup. I demanded it in May, June last year, and I got it. So for my next trick, my next prediction, because I've now been treble father and I've got my League Cup and I got my 4 in a row. Where do we go next? What's my next prediction? No, listen, it was fabulous. One of the best performances, if not the best performance for the last 18 years. 18 months. Thought we were phenomenal. Thought Pep's tactics bang on. Thought the 11 was bang on in the end. A lot of people got proved wrong the other day on some players. Some players showed their worth, showed their quality. showed what they're about. I gotta say, best atmosphere I've had at Wembley since probably Stoke in 2011. Best atmosphere since Stoke, and I'm talking derbies
awesome.
now and all sorts. It was electric. It was an outpouring of frustration and emotion. I mean, you've probably all seen the clips of the crowd and the zooming in on it. People were throwing drinks. Colo Torre's going over the hoardings. Pep's jumping in the crowd. The crowd are going crazy. Nick Jackson's falling on his head. Not even his ass. He's falling on his head, the poor lad. I'm falling over. I'm 10 rows away from where I originally was. It was like it was a Champions League final, the way we were celebrating it. And I make no doubts about it. This crap that's come out of Arsenal, it's only a tin pot. I was on Wembley way. Arsenal fans cared a damn lot. They were singing. They had bands out on Wembley way. They were singing. They were dancing. They were so up for it. That they were coming in. And I've got to say, the disrespect that was given to our team by not just Arsenal, by a lot of people over the last 10 days, the way we were written off in this game, this was a foregone conclusion for Arsenal to go down there and give us a whopping 3-0 and then come home with it. And I think there was a few brought 4 home in the end. There was a it was just an all-round, I'm going to say it was a bit of a 2 fingers up to all the doubters.
Yeah.
For me. That was 2 fingers up to nearly everyone. Right, no, we ain't going nowhere here, guys. We've still got fuel in this tank. Stop writing this team off. We're not going to do a United. We're not going to do a Tottenham. We're not going to do a Liverpool. We are still here. And we're not going anywhere.
And stop writing the manager off as well.
Yeah, not only that, it was this.
I'm going to get to it. Don't wait. Don't worry.
Well, I'm going to get to the Donnarumma Trafford stuff in a minute, because the disrespect on Donnarumma in the last 2 days has been beyond a joke, if I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, it'd be nice for some City fans to make their mind up what they want from a goalie. 1 minute we want a ball-playing goalie, then we want a shot-stopping goalie. Now we want to go back to the playing. I can't keep up no more because people are flipping all over the gaff. I don't know what we want anymore.
We want the best of both worlds. Isn't that was that Miley Cyrus?
Well, yeah, like I said, I want to be Gary Vayron sat in my driveway. I'm not going to get it, though. But, I mean, I'll let other people speak. But my anger on that, because I do want to speak the goal in a bit of, is some idiots were death threatening Edison and forced him out of this football club because of what he did. And then we go and get the goalie we wanted because shot stopping was so important to everyone. And now everyone's flipped back to Donnarumma because he's flapped at a couple of crosses. And he's been arguably our best player all season, Donnarumma. And I'm not saying, by the way, that's no disrespect on Trafford. I think Trafford's a great goalie. But I just wish people had made their mind up what they want.
Mate, you've got flip-flop number
Go
1
ahead,
down
Danny.
here, Mr. Cade, calling people Trafford sexuals on Twitter, and now he's saying we played better with Trafford.
This is what I mean. This is what I mean.
Spot on.
Yeah. So, yeah. I'll Louis, you got anything to say? Magnus, and you guys want to add anything at a high level before we kind of dig into the details a little bit? No, so I guess my question
Are we going to dissect it? Are we going to dissect it like bit by bit, or can we just do the overall emotions first?
I don't plan to go. I mean, because again, we all watched the match. It was a couple of days ago. I won't go like goal for goal or anything like that. There's some things that I would want to talk about out of it. Yeah. There are some things there's some high level conversations that I want to have out of it. But if you watch something that you want to specifically speak to, go ahead.
No, it's a bit surreal. It's like, especially with what Martin said about the celebrations and that, it did feel like I'm sure like Martin's still like getting the buzz from the game. It still feels like it hasn't calmed down yet because of how it being Nico Riley getting both the goals, how we played, how many players got the trophy for the first time. Kusnov, he's had the best 3 days of his life. He picked up a cup and now he's a father.
Oh, I didn't see that.
He's a father. Yeah, Kusnov's a father now.
Oh, I missed that. Interesting. Big up to him and his significant other. I don't know if he's
Yeah.
married, girlfriend, married, whatever. I don't know, but him and his lady friend. Big up to them. That's awesome. So couple questions. We went to Wembley. We showed Arsenal that we could beat them at a neutral site. Put us on a pitch. We can beat you. And we did it. We kept the clean sheet, 2-0. It wasn't even like it was a fluke. Maybe they feel like the goal was a fluke, the first one, but we came back and got another one. So I guess my question for you all as a group is, does, in your mind, that we don't know, but does this win have any impact on the upcoming match at the Etihad? And before you answer, I got Josh that wants to jump in. We'll let Josh come on and see what they want to say, and then we'll get them off. But then also, I want to say to, I think it's Oriano, I appreciate you trying to get on, man. I don't know what's going on the computer on your side, or what you're trying to use for your video and your mic or whatever. I see you keep trying to get in, and I appreciate that. I appreciate you being here watching and trying to engage with the show. I hope you get on, but I want you to know I do see it. But unfortunately, every time you pop on, it still says that you don't have. It's not recognizing your camera. StreamYard is not recognizing your camera, so I can't bring you on without a camera. So it's not me ignoring you. It's just that I can't bring you on. So big up to you for even just the trying to engage with the stream and with the show. I certainly appreciate it, because that kind of engagement makes the time go by fast, makes it easy to just sit around and just have conversations. A bunch of guys just sitting around talking footy, and that's what I want this to be. So we're going to get back to my question about the impact of this, but I want to get Josh on the screen. So Josh, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you guys hear
All
me?
right, and we can hear you. Perfect. So first of all, City fan, Arsenal fan, somebody else?
Yes, I am a City fan. I'm a
City fan. All right, big up, big up. What did you want to? Anything particular that you wanted to talk about?
I wanted to make a point on the Trafford situation. I think our build-up slightly improves with him. It's like a 6 with him, and I'd say like a 4 with Donnarumma. And I think Arteta said this, like, as much as I'm not a fan of Arsenal, I think he said like the margins are more important than ever now. So I think even the slightest difference does help us get better. So that increase to a 6, I think, does improve us and does kind of make us better, make us play better as a team. So I think that's my only argument.
Yeah. No, I would ask this question because I want to know your thoughts on this. So in your mind, Trafford is slightly better as a distributor. He's better with his feet than
Donnarumma. Yes.
Yeah, Donnarumma. Sorry, I'm looking, and Oriano still trying to get in. Than Donnarumma is. Would you, on the flip side, would you agree that Donnarumma is slightly or somewhat better than Trafford with his hands and shot stopping?
Yes, but I think it's the impact he has on the team. I think we don't play better with him in the team, but he is the better keeper, if that makes sense. It's like with PSG and when they got rid of Mbappe. I know they didn't have a choice, but when they got rid of him, you can see now in hindsight, Dembele was the better fit for the team, whereas Mbappe was the better player.
Fair. I think that's probably a fair statement. Now, my question for you then is, because unless Donnarumma leaves, he seems to be the number one. I don't know if it's undisputed number one, but I think he's the number one. So if he stays and Trafford leaves, how much are you willing to take for Trafford? What are you asking for if you're the club?
I heard the conversation you and LB had on the other show. I think it was after the game.
A couple days ago, yeah.
Yeah, so I think around maybe like 40 to 60. Because you look around Europe, I don't think there's many like outstanding keepers. I think there's the keeper at Sunderland, and then maybe you can look at Trafford, and then maybe there's some older guys out there. I think Bayern probably need a keeper. PSG, they're not happy with Chevalier, so they might need a keeper. I think those type of teams might look at Trafford.
Yeah, I think what we've heard is we've heard Newcastle, of course, which they were interested in him even before he came to us. So that's not a surprise. Yeah, if a big name like a PSG were to come in for him, that I think that's probably, I mean, of course, I'm sure he would love that. I just feels like that would be like going for Chevalier, however we say his name, all over again, who was, an up and coming keeper, but maybe not as proven. But he had played in the French league. And so it was like you're taking a chance on a kid that you think is going to progress. Trafford doesn't have the experience in the French league. I think Trafford's an amazing goalkeeper. I'm going to hate to lose him. Chances are we're going to lose him. But it is, it feels like that might be a step too far to go to PSG. Maybe, but it feels like that's a step too far. So yeah. Anything else you wanted to bring up?
I think that's pretty much it. I was gonna make a point on like the Dauman conversation we had earlier, but I was just gonna say I think with youngsters nowadays, I agree with Martin that people don't give them enough time. Like I think people are too quick to crown them and say this is the best player ever, this is the best youngster ever. But I think on the flip side, you can see when a player clearly has talent and they just need that like 2-3 years of like football. And I think in England there is a lot of talent. I watch like some of the academy games, and I think not only Dauman but some in our own academy, I think there is that talent, but they just need the game time, like 2-3 years, whether it is at City or maybe you sell them on and they just need that like proper game time to get better and to develop their skills.
Yeah, I think so. I think we should not forget that Arteta sat underneath Pep for a while. He watched as Pep tried to nurture and protect Phil Foden. And many times that meant protecting him even from himself, right? All of us as City fans were screaming for Foden to play more, because we saw the talent. But also Pep knew that his career is long and we can't spam him out at a young age. That tends to lead to injuries, things and that, so on and so forth. So he tried, and he did, I think, successfully protect Phil. So I feel like what we're seeing from Arteta is he's doing the same thing. He's going to take those same chances to try, give him playing time, give him enough to keep him, motivated, but also not so much that he doesn't burn him out at a young age. Again, I've never seen the kid. I don't know how good he's going to be, whatever. It sounds like his future is really bright. Arsenal fans seem to be really excited about him. But I just don't know if it's too, I do know it's too much too soon. And there were people saying, oh, he should have started. I think that's ridiculous. The kid, he's a kid, and maybe he starts, but if he's starting, somebody else is coming off, and maybe you feel like he's just that much hands down better than whoever else that you're bringing off the pitch to bring him on. But I just feel like at that age, there's going to be lots of ups and downs, and you don't put a kid in a position where he's got to carry the weight of this whole thing. So big up to you, man. Appreciate you for jumping on. Again, we do this every Tuesday, so you're always welcome to come back and jump on with us. Any questions you have for the panel, for the rest of the guys?
Not really any questions, but thank you guys for having me on.
Appreciate it.
Awesome.
So thank you, man. Thanks for coming on. I'm gonna drop you off. So Martin, he started right where you were, right? The conversation about Trafford and how the fan base is crying for, we don't know what we want, the different types of keepers and all that. So I want to get back to your comment. I apologize. I don't apologize.
No,
I don't want to apologize because that's the whole point of the show. But you get my point.
Don't need to apologize.
Yeah.
I mean, people don't realize. I mean, I was just while doing that, looking at the stats. Donnarumma's kept the second most clean sheets as well. So he's not doing bad. I hear people on this distribution thing, but this is what I mean about this. Because last year I got told Edison's distribution wasn't as important as his shot stopping. And everyone was over the moon with Donnarumma. I remember doing shows and spaces where the Trafford talk was borderline disrespectful. He's only from Burnley. What we're doing, he's never played in the Champions League. He's never done it on the big stage. What are we doing? This is a gamble. And now everyone wants to chuck Donnarumma out the door because of a couple of mistakes. Keepers are going to make mistakes. You know, I've even heard now that, oh, well, Enrique got rid of him for this reason. And I think it's silly that we're doing this comparison thing again when really we should be blessed that right now we've got two very good keepers. And unfortunately, yeah, probably Trafford is going to go in the summer. I don't want him to. But also, I make this point to everyone. Signed a 5-year deal. This decision's on Trafford as well. I'm not saying it's all, you know.
Well, he probably signed.
He has to, though.
Number one.
Yeah, or he had a path to it. Yeah, and it doesn't feel like he does.
But this is my other point. Then we need to stop asking for world-class players then. Because the two players that have had the most stick this year, or two of the most, is Donnarumma and Haaland and Rodri. And they're our so-called world-class players in the team. And they're getting the stick. Last week, everyone was getting rid of Rodri because they had Nico G. Now everyone wants to get rid of Donnarumma because we've got Trafford. And everyone wants to get rid of Haaland because we've got Mamouche.
And Diaz.
Oh, and Diaz. And then they come to me and say, standards. Well, you're getting rid of all of our standards players out the door. You're selling them all. I'm telling you, put Donnarumma, Rodri, and Haaland and Diaz on the market and see who comes a calling.
That's your spine. That's the spine of the team.
It's like Liverpool saying we're going to get rid of Isak, Alisson, and they're all going. Or Arsenal will get rid of Kepa, Declan Rice, Saka, and somebody else out. You'd be like, what?
And they probably will get rid of Kepa. They probably don't mind getting rid of Kepa because in their mind, for a lot of people, and I know we have at least one Arsenal fan that's at least by his profile name, one Arsenal fan in the chat, and I know him and Cade seem to be going back and forth. As long as we keep it respectful, keep doing your thing. But I've seen a lot of, well, it feels like a lot of Arsenal fans that are blaming Kepa for a mistake, and then blaming Arteta for playing him. I know Pep has always played his cup keepers. I think as a City fan, I'm just accustomed to that. Danny, what do you think? Should your cup keeper have played in that situation? Is what Pep is doing unique to Pep?
No, I mean, I think the cup keeper thing's been around for ages. I can see from a moral standpoint why he'd play Kepa. I think he should have played Raya. I think the whole debate was like they've been in the trophy drought for so long that you just put your balls to the walls and put your best players in there. And in a way, he did cost them the game, but at the same time, on the other end, we were just fundamentally a lot better than them in that second half, and we deserved to win at the end of the day. So,
well, did Declan Rice cost them? Did Saka cost them? The trouble is, I think Kepa's the easy out at the minute because they're not too scared to have a go at their so-called top players.
Well, and then most keepers, if you make a mistake that ends up leading to a goal, then you get that criticism. Now, no one's talking about what all the other pieces that led up to that. No one's talking about the fact that even though he makes the mistake that and I see you Handburn Saka Ballon d'Or says Kepa was at fault. And again, I don't deny that. But they gave up 2 goals. And in both times, Nico O'Reilly was beating a defender to the ball and getting his head on it. So he beat in the first one. He beat Zubamendi the first one, then he beat Saka the second one. So again,
they were both asleep.
Yeah, so that's my point. That yes, you could say Kepa, it's his mistake, but there's other people, and it's a team game. And yes, he made that mistake, but I think it's And again, why do I care, right? Blame whoever you want to blame. At the end of the day, we won. I don't really care how we won. Big up to City. But it just feels like a cop out to say, oh, the only reason we lost is because Arteta played Kepa made a mistake, and whatever. Maybe that is the only reason. I don't know.
Why not
but
say that's
$300 grand a week?
That's $300 grand a week. Starboy didn't turn up.
Yeah.
Where was this?
And then not only did he not turn up on one end of the pitch, but then he got beat for the second goal.
Yeah.
So I mean, again, I don't have anything against Saka, but we got to have an honest conversation.
In answer to your question, Tarek, we might get the answer if Arsenal get to the FA Cup final.
That's what I was going to say, because
if
it's a principled take by Arteta, I just believe that the cup keeper always plays. Then if they get to there for the FA Cup, he's going to play Kepa again. If he doesn't, then it's like he's caving. If he's already said that and he doesn't follow through, then he will be caving to the loud voices of the fans on social media and whether it's in the media or wherever else, right? Because I don't believe in this strongly enough to win, lose, or draw with this player. And that's what Pep has done. Pep has always said, we're going to win, lose, or draw with these players because that is my cup keeper. That's how I'm going to keep them engaged all season long. And so we can point to Zach Steffen, who lost us a cup final. We can. And as an American, as a American City fan, it sucks to know that Zach Steffen costs us that because he's an American, and I want as many Americans playing at City as I can. But
Claudio Bravo was our cup keeper when he dropped down to number 2.
Yeah.
And don't
forget,
forget,
people forget all this.
Don't forget Willie as well. Willie was our number 2.
Willie Caballero, he was great,
and he flipped it round. He penalty shootout.
Yes.
So it's swings and roundabouts.
So it'll be interesting to see what he does in if they get to a FA Cup final or a Champions League. I imagine Raya is probably going to just play that, which is what Pep has always done. So that's
can I ask a question, because I'm on a bit of an IR for this, and this is to Danny Lewis because I'm going to go quiet because I need to know. Can anyone tell me the massive mistakes Donnarumma's actually made?
It's just been the ones in the last couple of weeks, and then the one against Bournemouth. Tyler Adams, but he's actually been quite consistent, and this is coming from someone who's against a signing. You can talk about the build-up all you want, but from a shot-stopping perspective, he's actually been quite good. So, look, I think people just didn't read the fine print on the package. Everyone knew he wasn't going to distribute the ball well. Everyone knew he had trouble on corners, but, I read the fine print, and I knew that was going to happen, and I've just come to accept it. He's going to be the number 1 for the foreseeable, whether you agree with that or not. That's the case. But I'm just happy we've got 2 very, very good goalkeepers.
Yeah, spot on.
It's a curious one, I think, with this Donnarumma and Trafford situation, and it's definitely something that it could be revisited in the summer, depending on the outcome of the FA Cup, because that's going to put the cat amongst the pigeons if we end up winning the 2 domestic cups. With Trafford being in goal, a lot of it is not. I think a lot of the pro-Trafford fans are not so much bothered about Donnarumma's mistakes. They're more concerned about development from the back, moving the ball.
We're bothered about that with Ederson. They hounded Ederson out of the club for that.
I know, but that's the distinction I think that they're drawing. They're more concerned about it's affecting the way that we overall play. And then I don't think they're concerned so much about Donnarumma's errors. I think they're more concerned about the overall style of play we can utilize. I think that's probably what the best way I can try and describe it.
Yeah, that's fair. That's definitely fair.
Louis, I was asking this question. Do you think this win will have any impact on the upcoming Premier League match? When Arsenal come into the Etihad, will this have any impact?
It's kind of funny because the two things are kind of similar with it because I want to see how we do against I want to see how we do against Chelsea, because that's the next time Donnarumma is going to be in goal because Trafford's going to play against Liverpool.
Hold on, real quick. Hold on. Sorry. Oriano has been trying to join for probably the last half hour, and we finally got him on. Oriano, you just muted your mic. Turn your mic back on and have your say, sir. Oh, come on. You finally got him on. Turn your mic back on. Oh, this sucks. All right.
You hear me now?
There we go.
There you go.
Yeah. Sorry,
How are
it
you?
was just the permissions. It wasn't working for some reason.
Okay. So now I gotta ask, you sound young. Are you a City fan?
Yeah.
Okay. How did you
You the one
become a
from the
City?
Spaces? You the one from Martin Spaces from like 6 months ago?
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to go on them.
Yeah.
So UK based, Manchester based, or somewhere
No,
else?
I live in Canada.
Okay, you don't got to tell me where. I don't want you to dox yourself.
Yeah.
So, how did you become a City fan?
Honestly, my dad was a City fan
Okay,
since I
cool,
was young.
cool
So
story.
like probably around 6 years, and yeah, I became a City fan.
All right, so we got you on finally. What did you want to say? What did you want to have a talk about?
Well, obviously the final.
Okay, what about the final? Is there something specific you wanted to say, or just in general?
Just in general, I thought all the players played well. They did their part. I thought every single one of them worked hard too. You didn't see anybody being lazy or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, Pep has been getting a lot of stick lately about his decision making, rightly so. But you know, these type of managers, they make big decisions, and it's just sort of sometimes they work and sometimes they don't. But when they work, everybody's like praising them and all that.
Yeah, actually, I have a comment that I'm going to get to here in a little bit when we start talking about that. Because again, I think a lot of our opinions are outcome based. It's based on how did it work or did it not work, as opposed to, again, if Kepa plays and they win, no one's complaining about Arteta playing Kepa. But because it didn't work, now it's the worst decision. How could he have done that? Oh my God, anybody with a brain would have known better than to do that, right? So again, I think that for too many people, everything is outcome based as opposed to, being principled positions or decisions or whatever. So we'll see. What else you got for me?
The out of position shape was really big in that game because he played like a 4-2-4.
Mm-hmm.
And basically what he did was he didn't actually press the defenders or the goalie, especially because it was Kepa and not Raya, because obviously the ball playing and all that. He actually just cut off all the passing lanes. And he didn't really tell the players to commit high or anything. They committed high, but it wasn't really an intense press. It was just more about blocking the passing lanes. Then you saw Declan Rice, Zubimendi trying to go on the wings to try and get on the ball, which didn't work. So they had to go long all the time. And we obviously had Husinov, who did great against Gyökeres. And Ake, I was expecting him to start after I heard Diaz was injured. And I was a bit worried, I'm not gonna lie. You know, he hasn't played much. He's lost a bit of his pace, but I thought he was great. And yeah, just the team in general, I thought they were all good.
That's
and
awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, question for you. So how many on average do you see a lot of, I don't know where in Canada you are, that's okay, you don't have to tell me, but do you see a lot of City jerseys, City kits where you are?
No. Not really.
Mostly Arsenal and or United or somebody like that, Liverpool.
More like Liverpool's, yeah.
Okay, I was just wondering because I know like I don't go as much anymore because my kids are out of the sport. But when I would go to like tournaments and stuff, I would see quite a bit of. I saw more and more City jerseys as my kid got older, as more young fans were getting Holland jerseys and things like that. So I just wasn't sure how it was where they're in Canada.
Yeah,
So
I haven't really seen that many people like that. Mostly just like Barca, Madrid, Liverpool,
okay.
all those type of teams.
All right. Is there any way, and I'm going to ask this question, I'm going to hear it from you, and then I'm going to turn it back over to the rest of the guys, but certainly appreciate you for being on. Based on this win, is there any chance that City go on to win the league and Arsenal truly bottle it from here?
I mean, look, people can say there's no chance and all that, and I was like that before the cup final, because obviously your momentum, especially those 2 weeks we had, the Forest game, West Ham, Madrid, it wasn't looking good. But after you get the final, I feel like the momentum is going to be really good. And it's not the first time Arsenal bottled it. I wouldn't be surprised. It only takes Arsenal to lose one game in the next 2 or 3 games they have, and then we're all kind of back on it. We have the game in hand, the Arsenal game at home, and I don't know. I feel like we can win. I don't know.
All right. Well, I certainly appreciate you jumping on. Thank you for spending time watching. Hope you'll hang out with me again next Tuesday when we do this again. Actually, we may not do next Tuesday. Next Tuesday, we're in the middle of it. We'll figure it out. But certainly appreciate you being here, man. Thank you. And I'm going to drop you off now. But Martin, Louis, Magnus, Danny, is there any chance that we parlay this into a Arsenal dropping out and us winning the league? Is that is there any chance?
I don't want to poop on the party, but I really don't think so. I feel like we've done this like 3 times this season already. We do it every time they drop points, and every time we just drop points after. And look, I've seen United drop it in 11-12. I've seen Liverpool drop it in 13-14. But I feel like we've just done this far too many times this season. And again, on the flip side, it's like even the Pep outers are going to start to believe, and then we're going to drop points, and then they're going to get even more new ammunition, and it's going to be just toxic again. And it's like, I've kind of accepted that it's very much in Arsenal's hands now, and that's fine. We're in a rebuild. We'll be there next season, but this season, I feel like it might just be a bridge too far.
Yeah. Cameron, I see you jumped in. I'm going to get to you in just a second. Louis, is there any chance at all?
Slight, but we need to put something massive on them at the Etihad, because if like a result like that against them would really shell shock them and be like, oh, like basically like the Liverpool in 19, the Derby in 2012, all those like title wins like late on in the season, or obviously in January with Liverpool. Just we need to put them on it, get that result, and put a drubbing on them in a really massive performance. But I'm the same as Danny. It's just 50. Like I'm more with Danny, but it's 50-50. It could be a coin toss.
Steve says, and this is why I'm asking the question, Arsenal are going to drop more points, which I think that they will. But are they effectively dead on their feet? They've run out of steam.
But we've said this so many times now, and then we just drop points after.
I'm with you.
Like,
so
I love this team.
I
think we're building towards something really, really special, but just not yet. It's like
we would have to win every match.
If you ever watch MasterChef, they do the auditions, and you have to get like 2 yeses to progress to like the actual finals. And they get 1 yes and 2 no's. And then like Gordon Ramsay says, I see the potential, but you're just not ready for it this year. I think that's just where we are now.
Yeah.
And one of the MasterChef winners, he got rejected in the auditions. And then the very next season, he came back and won the whole thing. And that could be us.
Yeah.
But this season, I like where we're building to, but it takes more time than this. I think it's Arsenal's year unless something big happens.
Yeah, we would have to win every match to make this happen, and they're going to have to drop points. But
there's only 7 games left. 8 games left.
Winning all the matches would put pressure on them, and I think if we can put pressure on them, there is a chance. Pressure bust pipes is the phrase, that there is a chance that they cave, but it would be more about us putting that pressure on than anything else. Alan, I see you asking for the link. There's a link in the chat. All you got to do is click the link in the chat at the top in the pin message. It'll bring you on, and I'll get you on from there. I'm gonna get Cameron on in a minute, but I want to know, Magnus, do you think there's any chance that we come back and win this league?
There is, and ordinarily I would say, ask me the same question after the Etihad game, but we have to.
That's where I'm at.
We have to win every single game.
Yeah.
We have to win every single game, and that is a tough ask at this stage of the season. Bearing in mind also going into that game with them at the Etihad, they know they only need to draw. That was different in the cup final.
Yeah, that's fair. Just be resolute.
Do you think they attacked in the cup final? Thought they were trying to get a draw in the cup final, man.
Well, you think they were going for penalties?
That's what I mean. They were trying to get some penalties in the cup final.
Yeah.
I just think they'll have their first choice keeper back. I think they'll set up a bit differently. I don't think Pep's tactic of what he used in the cup final, I don't think he'll utilise for the entire game again. I think he'll switch things a little bit because that's just his way. It's going to be a fantastic game, that, because they know that a point will suit them. And let's see what we can come up with. It's going to be interesting. But we've got to be perfect, though. We've got to win every single game.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Ask me after
Yeah,
Arsenal and Palace.
Yeah.
Let me get to 3 points to them, then we'll have the combo. Now it's Arsenal's.
That's where I want to be. Three
But
points.
if we can beat Arsenal at the Etihad, which I think we will, I think we'll stuff them, because I think they're majorly overhyped. They're nowhere near as good as they all think they are.
And they do.
Seriously.
They do look tired.
Sunday, it was men versus boys.
Yeah.
It was men versus boys on Sunday.
Yeah, we got to make sure that it's not a one-off game. We have to. It's on us to maintain that level of performance. That is the standard. We talk about standards. That's the standard.
I'll put it this way:
Who's muted? I'm muted.
Beats them.
Yeah.
Our best performance beats them. If they play the best and we play the best, we kick their ass. The trouble is we haven't performed that way all season. Mm-hmm. Now, we can meet Palace, which is around about April 29th, I'm hearing, and which will be after depends on the FA Cup whether we beat Liverpool. And
that fixture would be Burnley.
Yeah, the midweek. It'll be the midweek on the Wednesday.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let me get Cameron on real quick because he's been waiting. And then we'll get to Alan.
I can't hit Tarek either.
So some of you can hear me, but not all of you?
What's he saying, Martin?
He's asking if you can hear him. He said,
okay, so I don't know.
Turn your hearing aid up, Magnus.
I don't know what's going on. Cameron, can you hear me?
I can't hear
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. All right.
Yeah.
So you've been waiting. I appreciate the patience. Apologize. You wanted to come on and have your say. What do you want to talk about?
Yeah, I just wanted to talk about what you were saying about the title race and everything. Obviously, let me
set the question.
Yeah.
Is there any chance that City can come back and win this league?
There is a chance because mathematically there's a chance. But I've been arguing psychologically in my own head since the Arsenal win. I've been telling myself, I've said from December, if it gets to 8 points, it's done. If they get 8 points clear of us, obviously right now it's 9. But since the win on Sunday, I've been battling myself, telling myself it can't happen because I've psychologically I said 8 points all season, and obviously now after beating them, it's I'm telling myself that there shouldn't be a chance, but it's Arsenal, and what is that going to do to them psychologically? Do you know what I mean? It's for me, it's annoying that the international breaks just come around because I feel like if they would have had a game next week, I feel like we'd know where they are psychologically.
Real quick, Magnus, I got 2 of you in here. So I don't know if you can hear me or not. I'm gonna drop the one that's not on the stage, and then if it's not the right one, then okay, looks like he did it.
I can hear you, but I can't see you or Martin now.
All right. Well, I don't know what's going on with StreamYard, but appreciate it. So they're saying there's a small chance, and I think that's we can hang on to, go from there. We lost him again. All right. Anything else for you, Cameron, before I drop you off and get Alan on?
Just a quick thing. Obviously, with everything going on with Pep, I was saying in Martin before, like, do you think if he stays another year, what do you think our transfer thing should be? Because if he's only staying till the end of next season, what do you think we are doing in terms of transfers? Because surely you can't be just buying players that suit him, knowing that he won't be here next season. Like Martin said before, that obviously the board and everything don't want him to go, so to try and keep him, they probably will try and sign who he wants to sign. But yeah, if he's already made his head and mind up that he wants to go at the end of this season, it's like, well, hopefully the club will know who they want next in. But do you know what I mean? Like, it's going to be hard to know, because I feel like this season with the likes of Cherky and Reinders and stuff, I feel like we were already starting to move away with life after Pep.
Yeah, no. So, yeah, I'm gonna get to Alan, but I do have a question for everybody. Appreciate you for coming on, Cameron. Always welcome. Again, we do this every Tuesday. Always welcome to jump on, man. Appreciate you. All right.
Have you got his hearing aid off?
I've got my hearing aid back in now.
There you go.
There we go. There we go.
We're back now, Magnus.
All right. So I did Snoopy put this comment on. We've got to, it's not about their psychology due to the result. It's the fact that they're still in 3 competitions that's going to add to their fixture congestion. It is an outside chance, but we definitely need to do our part to keep them honest. I also see Governor Governor and Cade seem to be having an argument with a Handburn Saka Ballon d'Or in the chat. Governor invited him on to come on and have his say. I'll say the same. If you want to come on, even if you're an Arsenal fan, this is okay. This is a safe space as long as you are respectful. Come on, have your say. Whether you agree with me or not is entirely fine. We'll gladly welcome you on. Alan, how are you doing, sir? Been patient. Appreciate it. Thank you.
It's all right. Thanks for having me on. Do appreciate it.
Anytime.
I won't be on long because I've got work to do. But first things first, hi to Martin, and I hope he's okay after his slight mishap with the doctors and all the rest of it in hospital. I've got 2 points. First one.
I was surprised to see this comment, by the way. Yeah. Both keepers are brilliant.
They are.
That's a change from the beginning of the season.
Well, I wanted Trafford at the start of the season because I know he's got huge ability, right? I believe on the keeper situation, Trafford got huge ability, and Donnarumma's obviously got different abilities. They're still good. They're both brilliant. Okay, it's a very difficult situation that the club have got. Ideally, if you could play half each, well, I think Trafford will go at the end of the season. I think he was led to believe when he first came on board that he would be number one and given a first shot. He's proved his worth, but at the end of the day, there's no way a young lad at his age, with the ability he's got and the ambition he's got, he's going to stay at City. No way in a million years. And City are not going to get rid of Donnarumma.
I was going to ask that question. Is there any world in which they let Donnarumma go and keep Trafford around?
Well, I don't think so. Donnarumma's on a loss of money, right? So I can't see another club paying him that sort of amount. I think the only chance that Trafford would stay is if they change the manager at the end of the season and someone comes in and has a different idea, right? And it's not our decision. But it's sad to see Trafford he is going to go. And the trouble is he's going to go to a Chelsea, Newcastle, or Aston Villa, who are potentially going to challenge for trophies. And that's a real shame. And I applaud him.
Why is it sad?
Pardon?
Why is it sad?
Why is it sad that he's going to leave, or he's going to go
Why is it a sad situation?
Well, because you know, at the end of the day, the lad wants to play, and I don't blame him. He's good enough.
Right, but no one said it was sad when Edison was getting death threats to get out the building.
Yeah, well, I'm not asking him to leave. I'm not trying to throw him out there under the bus, Trafford. Or do you think Trafford's going to stay as number 2?
No, I don't think Trafford's a better goalie than Donnarumma.
I never said that. My personal opinion is, right, I think Trafford suits the way Pep wants to play. Okay, playing through the lines, his ability to pass the ball with his feet is better than Donnarumma's. Donnarumma's a better shot stopper.
Statistically, it's not. Statistically, it's actually not, and I have checked it.
All right. Well, this is my opinion, Martin. No,
it's fine. Just statistically, they're exactly both the same on percentage-wise from passing out from the back.
I'm pretty convinced he will go. I think he might go to Aston Villa. I really do. I think he'll suit the way they want to play things.
Cool family agrees with you.
Yeah. Second point, Kansas City will still win the league. The evidence of this season, they're not consistent enough to me to win it. I've accepted that it will be somebody else that's going to win it. It's going to be Arsenal in this position. I think they will win it. I think City is still building towards a team that can challenge for the title, and I think that'll be next season. I'm surprised they're still in the title race, to be honest with you, because the only reason that's happened is because Arsenal have fucked up that much in the last 4 weeks.
Can I just, and I get it's Alan's opinion, and I get it's all opinions, and I get it.
Yeah, I don't dislike Donnarumma.
No, I agree. I'm just the accurate passes percentage-wise for James Trafford, which, by the way, I love. I think he's a great keeper. Is 17.8, 69%. Donnarumma is 88% accurate passes. So where's this Donnarumma can't pass come from?
I never said that.
What did you say the number was for Trafford? What did you say the number was for Trafford?
For Trafford, it's 60%. For Donnarumma, it's 88%.
Yeah. So what I would say to that, because I know Alan didn't say this, so you're not coming at Alan. What I would say that there is a difference between the types of passes that Donnarumma plays and the ones that Trafford plays, because Donnarumma can't make some of the ones that, in my opinion, that Trafford is being asked to even attempt. So he's playing a lot of, again, he gets credit for a pass that goes 3 feet to his left to go to Gahey, or 3 feet to his right. So he gets credit for those kinds of passes. Now, again, I'm not knocking Donnarumma because I think he's been great for us this season. But I do like what I saw, and I'm not saying that you don't. I do like what I saw from Trafford in this match, and I wish I could see more of it. I recognize that that's just not practical. That's not realistic. One of them has to go. And, if you're going to make a decision, you're going to pick and again, if Donnarumma was 34 as opposed to like 26, 27, this maybe be a different conversation. But there's not enough difference in the age to pick Trafford in that situation. I think you have to pick Donnarumma, even if you also know that you're going to be giving up a really good keeper. Somebody's going to get a really good keeper if they get Trafford. Whoever it is, they're going to get a really good keeper.
Well, it will be England's number 1 within the next 3 years.
No, I agree with that. Listen, James Trafford is not a bad keeper.
I'd say next year.
What I don't like is I think it's the nastiness that's coming out on Donnarumma now.
Yeah, I think again we talked about the fan base and being reactionary.
Yeah, it's like because for me, we weren't saying this when Donnarumma was pulling off because you can throw it back the other way. Without Donnarumma, we don't win at Anfield. Without Donnarumma, we don't win at Brentford. So this is the problem. This is why stats and even games can be so misplaced, because for the amount of errors you put on Donnarumma.
I will say one thing, Martin. I will say one thing. the fan base had a massive meltdown when Pep got rid of Joe Hart, okay? Because he was the brilliant stopper, brilliant, right? And everyone loved him, okay? And then when he brought a keeper in to play with, because that's the way Pep wants to play, okay? The keeper that we got, the number 2 keeper at Barcelona, chasing the number 1 keeper. But when he got Edison in, and we all saw Pep was, and we all accepted it then. But if you want Donnarumma as a shot stopper and a brilliant keeper, because he is he as good with his feet as Trafford? No, he's not, in my opinion.
But that's the point. Why did everyone have a meltdown on Edison last year when it was we can't save anything and we need to go? Because let's be honest, the fan base really got nasty with Edison.
Oh, no.
And I think that's the part that I think was again, I think it's fair to.
And now we want to flip-flop back to what we have now.
Yeah, I think I think it's fair to look at what you see on the pitch and think it's good, bad, indifferent, right? You can have opinions about what you see on the pitch. Where we as a fan base have made the mistake is we've taken what's on the pitch, taken it off the pitch, and made it personal. We shouldn't do that. I think it's okay to call out Ederson and say, Ederson, you have not been good enough this last season, 2 seasons. What's not okay is to go on his wife's account and you know, get out of my club, all this kind of stuff. Those things are over the top and should never be allowed, should never be tolerated for any player. Ederson, Donnarumma, anybody, even rival fans. We shouldn't do that to rival players. We shouldn't go on, I don't know we shouldn't go on Gabrielle's page and say that kind of stuff, because again, they're players. It's a game. We shouldn't do that. But I think it's okay to say, hey, this player hasn't been as good as we need, or they haven't been good enough. And I think that's where we were with Ederson. And I think if we would have had an upgrade on Ederson, I'm gonna get to you. If we had an upgrade on Ederson, I think we would have been fine. And we found that in Donnarumma. It looks different. He's better in other areas and maybe not as good, definitely not as good as Ederson and others.
But we do it with everyone, Tariq, Haaland, Mamouche, Doku, Grealish. You name me. We're even doing it with Nico G and Rodri now.
Yeah. And I think this is a, I won't say credit, but this is where the fan base is, and that's unfortunate. Alan, you were talking. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, very, very quickly, because I've got to go in a minute. Like Martin said, if a keeper makes a mistake, it usually ends up in a goal, right? And that's where people melt down and kick off, all right? Trafford made one against Spurs. It was his fault by passing out the back and got it wrong. And Donnarumma got it wrong, not catching, trying to punch and missing the ball. So that's his weak area where he needs to work on in England, because you do need to catch the ball in England, not punch it. And that's an area where he needs to improve, without a doubt. But like you say, if a keeper makes a mistake, it ends up in a goal. And that's when you see the meltdowns. As far as Edison's concerned, his last season at City, he wasn't that interested. I think he wanted out the year before. He wanted to move on, which is fair enough. These players are not from Manchester, so they're not Man City fans. So they're not going to stay forever. Pep's not from Manchester. He's not a Man City fan. He's a Barcelona fan. He's not going to stay forever. He's a City fan now.
I was going to say
But I want him to stay. But I realize that one day he's going to pull the plug, and he is.
So when he was at the end of the match, it's Pep, his daughter is in his arms, and they're walking around the pitch, saluting the fans. Did that feel to you like it was a farewell, a goodbye, or this is I'm eating this up for what may be one of the last times?
Well, possibly. But what I will say is Pep wants to get his family together again properly. Mm-hmm. And that's got nothing to do with football, nothing to do with Man City. And if he pulls the plug because he wants to get his family all back together again in one place permanently, I will applaud him for that. That's fair enough.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely fair. That's fair enough.
That's got to be first thing.
Absolutely. And he'll probably take 12 months out anyway. You know, and that to get him and his wife back together properly and his kids. Listen, I applaud the guy for doing that because the family comes first. It has to.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
People
I know you got to
know
go, but I appreciate you jumping on. What'd you say?
Again?
They'll know what mediocrity is then when they're sat with a certain
when it happens,
inside the bloody dugout.
Because I'm convinced the one that takes over from him will have a massive, like Ferguson. He's going to. I think it will be Maresca after. I really do. You know, I think.
You're right there, Lou.
Oh man. So I mean, I would not be surprised if that happens. I won't be happy if that happens. But at the end of the day, if he becomes the manager.
I like Vincent Kompany to come, but I don't think he'll come yet.
I don't think I want Vincent. Vincent Kompany is, and I say this all the time, he is my favorite player of all time as far as City. You know, well, for me, he's my favorite player of all time. Yeah, and he's one of the reasons why when I was watching matches and I had no allegiance to any team, he was one of the reasons that I was drawn to City. Right. So I want him to come be manager. I want him to be affiliated with this club forever, and he will be because he's got a statue out in front. But I'm with you. I don't want him to come now because I think whoever follows Pep, I don't care who it is, the expectations are going to be extremely high and probably even unfair. And I don't know that anybody can live up to that. Although we've seen a Luis Enrique do it at Barcelona. I mean, quite honestly, we saw Hansi Flick do it, but again, those were. Go ahead.
If Enrique comes, say goodbye to Donnarumma.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, but you know what? I would take that trade. If you told me I could get if Pep was to leave, let's assume that Pep is leaving, and I could get Luis Enrique and keep James Trafford, or I get Enzo Maresca and I keep Donnarumma, I will walk them out the club myself. Now, no disrespect to them, you know, but give me Luis Enrique and James Trafford. I'll take that in a heartbeat.
Man, are you all right?
Enrique's not coming.
Oh, he's probably not coming, but I would much rather.
He's not even on the list, Tariq.
Sure, and that's probably, and I'm sure that's the case. But if you ask me, in my opinion, I think the difference between Luis Enrique and Enzo Maresca is way greater than the difference between James Trafford and Donnarumma, in my opinion. Now, I could be completely off base.
You got to remember, Maresca is Italian and Donnarumma is the Italian national manager, the national goaler. So I don't think it is a foregone conclusion that Maresca comes in and Donna walks out.
Yeah, if I said that I would walk out, I didn't mean I would leave. I meant I would take them wherever they were going. I would pick them up and carry them wherever they were going to go.
Listen, I've said this earlier on Manchester.
I'm not going anywhere. Y'all can't get rid of me.
Yeah, this summer is going to be one of the biggest changes Manchester City has ever seen. There's going to be a whole list of changes coming in, coming out, and there's going to be a lot of stalwarts leaving. You know, Stones, Ake. Rico's probably going to end up going.
Now you're just trying to whine me.
Bernardo, I'm saying it to this day, and I've said it for months. I think Rodri is already gone. I think Rodri's half out. Listen, you don't have a contract on the table for 7 months.
Not signed.
Leave it unsigned if you don't think if you haven't got your head somewhere else. You don't make the comments he's made. If he's signing, you don't. I mean, they virtually got the Anderson deal wrapped up. They're looking at other midfielders as well. You know, the good thing is we have brought players in ready to replace them. So Kushinov's come in to replace Stones. You've got Victor Hayes or Mark Gay to replace Ake. So you've already got your defence kind of sorted. I'm not sure they'll go. I think they'll go for the right back. I think they'll go for a young one because I think Nunes is guaranteed to stay. I think Nunes actually will be the number one right wing back next year.
I agree.
I think he deserves to be from where he's played.
You said that for a minute. What do you mean by right wing back?
The way he's playing right now.
I thought you mean
where he bombs up. So like he did in the cup final on Sunday. He comes in and from wide and puts crosses in for Rico Riley to score from.
So I know that coming into this season, Mateus Nunes did not get last season he didn't get a lot of love, right? Towards the end of the season, he had quite a bit of progression towards the end of the season. He was much better at the end of the season than he was in the beginning of the season last season. In my opinion, this season, he has been almost faultless all season long. I'm sure he's made mistakes. Everybody does. Every player does. He's no exception. But I think he has been exceptional for us this season. And I think that the praise for this guy has not been loud enough considering how loud the criticism was. And I think we need to big him up even more than we do. That being said, go ahead. Because I know you're not a fan.
Well, I'm going to pull my hands up and say he's made me eat my words this season.
Well, good.
Well done, Alan.
I appreciate that maturity.
And full credit. Martin's loving this. yeah. See, there he's going to start laughing now. So I hold my hands up and say, fair enough. Well done. You've made me eat my words this season. So he's no longer a tram driver. He's no longer a tram driver. He's been promoted to the inner city between Manchester, Piccadilly, and London, Euston, and he's on the fast trains now.
So is there a Piccadilly in every major city? Because there's a Piccadilly in London too, right?
There is.
No, there is. Piccadilly is the main station in Manchester that goes down south.
So it must be.
Oh, sorry, I forgot someone else. I think Nico Giolib as well in the summer.
So you're giving me too much all at once. Too much all at once.
Sorry, because there is. I've had the other day. I got a list of about 10 names that are all.
I'm gonna pray that you are in your list are wrong. I need you in your list to be wrong. I really do. I need you to be wrong.
They're not playing, are they? You better pray.
But winning makes everything better, man. Winning calms your nerves. Winning makes everything good. So we just got to keep winning. So Alan, you admitted that you were not Nunes' biggest fan. You said that he's made you eat your words.
You
thought he was, yeah. So, and he's made you eat your words. Now I want to ask this question because the club is going to go into the market in the summer. We're going to go get a right back.
Going to World Cup. Give me strength.
So my question for you is, do you go get what we would say a starting 11 quality right back, or do you go get quote unquote a project that's going to sit behind Nunes for now, but be the eventual long-term replacement for Nunes down the road? But are you trying to replace Nunes tomorrow?
I think City will go for Livramento at Newcastle.
It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money, a lot of injury risk, and I don't think he's better than what we're getting from Nunes right now. I think that's a waste of money, in my opinion. But that doesn't mean City won't do it. That doesn't mean City won't do it. But
I think they'll go for a first team and let them fight it out.
Yeah. Could you imagine having
off the list? It's come off the list, I've heard.
Well, so my question, because I've seen Javaro Reeds, I've seen the Wesleys who we looked at in this past summer. We looked at him.
Those are two names to keep an eye on.
And I could see us going for Wesley because we've already had some conversation last summer. So I feel like we would know what we're getting, and we've had some conversations. It would make it move quicker because it is a World Cup year. Then maybe some of those other things might, or those other options might. No, again, I don't know enough about either of those players to say I like Reed over Wesley or not. I don't really know. But either one of them feels like a competition.
He's Brazilian, isn't he, Wesley?
Wesley is, yeah. But both of them feel like they are players that can be backups for Nunes. Give him some competition for sure. But also so that it doesn't feel like when Nunes is unavailable that we completely have to change how we play. Because if Nunes doesn't play right now, that means we're running either Kuzanov out at right back, who is, for as good as he is, he's not a right back, or we're running Rico Lewis, and for as much as he gets credit for being an academy kid, he also gets a little bit of hate, or not hate, but he's not quite good enough. So earlier we were having a question about Riyad Mahrez and whether or not he was better. He was better than Mohamed Salah. So I did reach out to LB, and I kind of got away from it. So I did check just now, and I asked him. I said, "Is Mahrez better than Salah?" And he said, "Of course he is, bro." So there you go. There you go.
Any other comment? That's why I made
I didn't know that I expected anything else, but I wanted to give him a chance to see, if he was really going to say it or not. Yeah.
Tarek, you're talking about a City player against a vermin.
Yes, but
there's only one winner.
But this vermin that you refer to, he's about to leave the league, and so I want to know if we take off our my blue City tinted glasses and I look at things just simply for what they are, I have to acknowledge, and I'm not a fan. Don't get me wrong, because I'm definitely not a fan. Yeah. Are you sure he didn't say bruh? No, he said bro because he's probably texting me, so he probably texted in my language so I will understand him. But no, yeah, he normally is gonna say bruh. So yeah, Mahrez bruh. Anyway, no, but being honest, I think Salah is really good.
Sorry, can we stop talking about vermin, scouts, fucking vermin? Don't let me say it.
We're gonna move on, but I had to go back and figure out if he ever answered my question, and he did. So
mate, it's fair enough listening to Sky Sports News about the news. I mean, they might as well look his interiors the way they were carrying on.
Well, but again, we can't pretend as if, and I know you don't want to hear it, but we can't pretend as if he's not you're talking exceptional player.
Tarek, you're talking about the area down the M62.
I've never been down the M62, so I'm just going to be honest.
The city's full of vermin, burglars.
I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. And I'm not negating anything you're saying.
Is he still going on back in him?
It begins with M and it ends with S.
I don't know what you're talking about. So anyway, we'll move on. I gotta ask the question. Because there's a lot of people, and maybe even some of the 53 people that are in the chat, maybe some of the people that are on the screen, although I don't think so. But I haven't been on with Alan in a while, so I don't know. There were a lot of people who, before this match, were Pep out. Pep came into this. He schooled Arteta, set the team up to win, and we went on to win a trophy when there was a lot of conversation about us going trophyless this season. So I gotta ask the question for everybody that was Pep out. Did you see anything in this game that we won when winning this trophy, lifting this trophy? Was there anything that you saw that changed your mind? Because again, it was Pep who made the adjustments towards the end of the second half that led us and gave us the foundation to go on and to win that match. So I need to know, did anything change for you? And if so, go ahead. You were going to say something.
No.
Were you Pep out?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I want to know from the Pep out folks, because I need to know if their opinion has changed, because Martin has said for a while that too many of us are, quite honestly, to use a phrase that gets thrown at us, trophy hunters, right? We want the trophy. We need the trophy.
Stop chucking that around on me there.
I'm just okay. I'll take it. I know that there are too many of us that are moved by whether or not we were going to win a trophy this season or what's happened this match or whatever. Because if you were upset with Pep, and I was, to be honest, I was a little upset with Pep when he played Nico O'Reilly at left back against Real Madrid. Nico O'Reilly had been playing great in midfield, and then Pep switched it up, right? But he also put him at left back against those guys, Arsenal, and we won this match. So if it was a bad decision then, it has to be a bad decision now. Or
no, he played a diamond against Real Madrid. He played 4-2-4 against Arsenal. There's a massive difference because they walked through our midfield like we weren't there.
So the difference is he kept maybe you want to say Bernardo was a little bit more disciplined and helped out in midfield a little bit more.
No, because what it is when they put the 4 up front, when we didn't have the
out
ball,
of possession though. Yeah.
When they have the ball, he was blocking lanes. He forced their midfield to go out wide.
Yes, but we still took
against Real Madrid. He played a diamond, and we were just
out of position. Yeah, but my point is that out of position. In possession, or however you want to look at it, we were playing. Let me take that off the screen. I forgot that was up there. We moved Nico O'Reilly out of a midfield position where he was thriving and put him at left back. That decision, amongst others, if it was right now, it was right then. If it was wrong then, it was wrong now. And so I guess my point that I'm trying to get at is we cannot be moved by outcomes. And I said this earlier. It's just our opinions are shaped on the outcome. Did it work? If it worked, then it was great. If it didn't work, then it was horrible. If it worked, then Pep's a genius. If it doesn't work, then Pep doesn't know anything and Pep needs to get out of my club. I don't think that makes any sense. Pep, like I've said before, Pep is a mad scientist who makes decisions that will seem crazy in the moment to a lot of people, but he's a genius and he makes those decisions. And most of the time they work out. There are times when they don't. And that's when we all look crazy. Go ahead.
Be honest. At the start of the season with our new team, with 14 new players in 12 months, right? All young, and only 2 of them have won a trophy before, right? When you saw the squad and the team at the start of the season, did you really think we would have a chance of winning a Champions League? Be honest.
Champions League, probably not. No, especially as the season went on. No, I didn't. I didn't think that we would win Champions League. But go. Hold on. While I didn't think we would go on to win the whole thing, I absolutely thought that this team right now is better than the Real Madrid team that we played because of how many people they have out. We should be better and we should be winning those matches. I absolutely think we should have progressed beyond Real Madrid. Whether or not we won the whole thing doesn't matter. We should have beat them. I think we're better than them.
There was too many players that played at the Bernabeu who shit themselves because of who they were playing and where they were playing the game at. And they were like deer with headlights, as Martin would call it, deer with headlights. They had fucking shit themselves, and they did.
I mean, hang on. See, this is where I'll pull back a bit. That team we played in the Bernabeu was not crap. Yes, they were missing certain teams.
They were a better team.
But I don't agree with City we're going to do that, because if you look at their team, Courtois, one of the world's best. Trent, not a great season, but he's still good. Rudiger, people say one of the all-time best centre-backs. Huyson, well, people were glazing about him when he was at Bournemouth, saying he was one of the best up-and-coming centre-backs. So he's similar to Kushinov then. Yeah? Would we agree with that? In a way? Right. Ferland Mendy, not great, I get that, but we had O'Reilly. Valverde, right? But where they were sort of light was the midfield. That I agree with. But they didn't have a scratch team out there. Like, I think people have got this idea that we were playing Real Madrid big reserves or something. Courtois and Valverde and Rudiger are not reserves. I'll be honest with you, I think we went in there with a bit of an arrogant attitude.
I agree.
I think we did the same mistake we did at Newcastle in the league. Do you remember when we played Newcastle in the league? And even I was doing it. We're going to smack them 4-1, 5-0. People coming out with cricket scores. We're going up there to blitz them. And we got a humbling. And we did the same in Madrid. We were going there with silly score lines. We're going to blitz them. It'll be over. And listen, I've been to that stadium. I've been to that team enough to know what the hell they do. No, it's not the worst team we've ever played. It's not. Disagree
Not the worst
that?
Madrid team that we've ever played?
No.
Mate,
I'll take your word for it, but I find it hard to think that.
Well, they also had Tuchemani in the midfield. Some City fans are wanting to buy Tuchemani in the summer.
Yeah, they did.
Come on, this is what I mean. We're being a bit. We're being a bit.
Fair.
I mean,
so Real Madrid. Oh, go ahead, Magnus.
That Real Madrid game, a little bit of an outlier though, because we went into that game. I think there was a couple of. He didn't quite get the lineup right to begin with. Pep.
No, he didn't. He messed it up.
And I mean, that's fine, but you can't blame Pep for the individual errors that happened in that game either. You know, there was a few things that weren't right. And once they capitalised on that, they got the 3 goals in the first half. They were very clever. They kind of played with the 2 false nines. They just retreated into the midfield. And basically, they said, you're not going to pass. You're not going to pass us. And it was very difficult for our midfield to get any kind of traction. And the game was pretty much over, and so was the tie.
See you, Alan. Appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by, man.
Big up, Alan. I would actually say, borderline, the team we played in December was actually weaker from a structural standpoint than what we have. Because if you go back to the 11 we played in December, Courtois, Valverde was right back, may I add. Asensio, who they can't stand, Rudiger and Carreras, Rodrigo, Ceballos, Tuchemani, there was Bellingham. They had Gonzalo Garcia, who was a kid. They had Brahim Diaz, who's better than him. And then they had Vinny Jr., the same way they had him as well. So I think we've got to be careful on what this Madrid team is, because it was a makeshift Madrid team we beat in December as well. And I'd say worse, because the back line was a more mismatch. Their back line in December wasn't even, it had 3 midfielders in it. So I think there was just that expectation of going to Madrid. Where I agree with, Pep picked the wrong 11.
Yeah.
We shouldn't have got beat 3-0. They weren't 3-0 better than us.
Yeah, I agree with that.
If
I don't want to spend. I don't want to take us back to Real Madrid. That it is what it is. That's over and done with. But I want to stick with the Cup final. There was a lot of discussion about Ryan Cherky juggling or playing keepy uppies, however you say it over there. Here we would just call it juggling. And there was it caused a lot of uproar in the media, on social media. People feeling like he was disrespectful. Whatever. What are your thoughts, Martin? You managed, maybe not at that level, but you managed teams. What would happen in a Sunday league match if somebody were to do that?
I'd tell my centre back to go through in both foot. See you later. Listen, I'm going to be honest. The Englishman's coming out. 2 feet, see you later, ball man, grass the lot. I would have done cooking off on it.
Yeah, they kick what's known as kicking them into Rosette.
Yes. And listen.
And to be fair, Ben White came over and kicked him. He came over and knocked him down. So it doesn't sound like any of you all have a problem with what Ben White did, because you would have done it yourself.
Yeah,
or you would have wanted your player to do it.
Right. Yeah, I'm not gonna. I think I'm gonna sound old. Sorry, this is gonna be my unk moment, and Magnus will know what I mean by this.
Oh, I
sorry, do. Magnus. We are old now. I think the younger generation would have loved it. I think if you're 40 or 45 above, you're gonna be like, hell yeah. because it's like diving in.
You can't go for an ACL injury, man. Come on.
What I'm going to say this, I've been at City before, and I saw Kolarov dive in the box, literally dive in the box, and everyone in the Etihad booed him.
And
we
our
all
own player.
We went. We don't do that here. Do you know why Neymar got so much shit when he rocked up to the Etihad every time he walked in? Because of that.
So I was going to go to Neymar because, again, one of the things when his name was being brought up as about, potentially coming to City or coming to the Premier League in general, it was always stated that he won't work here because he'll just get kicked off the pitch. He'll just get beat up. They'll just kick him up and down the pitch because they won't tolerate him and the way that he played. You can say it's flair. You can say it's fun.
Yeah.
You can say whatever. But the sentiment was that the Premier League and English players in general, defenders particularly, were not going to tolerate him with all the step overs and the rainbow flicks and all the fancy schmancy stuff that he wanted to do on the ball. They were going to just.
Fans never really wanted him. There was a bit of a don't really want him.
So I have to ask the question then: if we didn't think that Neymar would work playing that style, do we think Turkey is also going to have the same issues and they're going to be kicking Turkey up and down every pitch from here to London or from there to London and back?
I don't want to sound like an old fighter. I've not really got an issue with it myself. If he wants to do it, it's great and big up on him. I am going to chuck my blue tinted glasses on here. But let's be straight. If Bukayo Saka was doing that next to us, we're all saying go through him with 2 feet. This is what I mean. We've got to be honest here in the same way. If that's done to us, we're going to throw the uproar back.
So I agree with this statement. Neymar would have torn this league apart. If Salah is legendary, I can't imagine what Neymar would have been. I think Neymar he was one of the best in the world. Absolutely would have thrived.
He got booked for it, by the way, on 3 occasions.
Who? Neymar or
Neymar?
Yeah.
He got booked for it in League One.
So I guess, are we concerned about Turkey? Is the extra stuff, the little sauce that he puts on it, the little whatever, is that going to come back to hurt him? Do we want to see him take that out of his game, or do we want him to play free, play with flair, play with that love and that joy, and we just accept whatever it is? And we know that there's going to be Ben Whites out there that are going to come and run through him, and we're just going to live with it.
Pep's already spoke to him, by the way. I'll tell you that. Pep's already spoke to him.
Yeah, and I saw that he made a comment about. Oh, go ahead.
I think if you're one of those flair players who like to do that and just see it as a kind of like a look at me kind of player, which is fine. That I'm kind of all right with that. But what also comes along with that is you got to be ready, because someone is going to come along and kick you hard, and you're going to feel it, But that's the nature of the game. So you got to take that. You got to expect that. If you're going to play with fire, you could get burnt. And that's just the end of it,
Yeah. So I was going to ask, and the reason because again, we play them again this season. It's just a couple weeks from now. We're going to play them again. They're going to come to that match. It's at the Etihad. It's going to be at home. So of course he's probably going to play. He's probably going to play free. If Gabriel steps on that pitch and, runs through him or whatever. I'm trying to think of somebody that would.
Well, look at what Rudiger did to KDB.
Yeah, he puts a shoulder into his face and then breaks his orbital bone. So if that kind of thing, should we expect that kind of a response from Arsenal in the return match at the Etihad?
Yeah,
we should come into it just knowing you're gonna. So of course, you guys know I'm from America, the U.S. Baseball is a thing, right? And so in baseball, pitchers don't like to be shown up. And sometimes if you hit a home run and you flip the bat or you do whatever, then they think that you're just a little too cocky with it. the next time you get up to bat, or maybe not even just you, it might be your teammate, they'll throw at you. They'll throw the ball at you to hit you, or at least to make you think you're going to get hit. But a lot of times they'll hit you. And then you just have to know, when I get up to bat, because of what I just did, there's a very strong possibility I'm going to get hit with the pitch.
Do you know what it is to me? And again, I'm going to say this to the coach. I think because people are talking about, oh, it's fun and it's entertaining. As a coach, you're not coaching to entertain people.
You're coaching to win.
Yeah, this is where people got to be careful here. No manager sits there and goes, go out there and entertain. Keegan was one of the few who did it. Right? But it's why Keegan never won out. Keegan never won anything. You know, I keep saying this. A style of play, I don't care about. If Arsenal win the league this year, no one at Arsenal is going to give a shit how they won it.
Yeah.
No.
They're not going to care because they're showing their armpits in May. But these people got to realize this is not. If you want entertainment, go to the cinema, go to the theater, do whatever. These are professional sportsmen who are there to win, not to entertain. They get paid on winning, not being entertaining. There is no bonus in a contract for entertaining. There is a bonus in contract for winning. And I'm sorry, this is the coach coming out of me. I coached for 12 years at the FA and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's not the way people teach you. No one teaches you flick-ups, tricks, and everything else at coaching badges. They don't. And I've done my level 1, I've done my level 2, which is your level B, UEFA B or whatever it is, license. They don't teach you that. It's not in the manual.
Sure.
So, and I agree. But my thing is, listen, I have no problem with Cherky doing it. My problem is David Silver and KDB never did it, and they were world class because they didn't need to do it. My issue with Cherky is not he did it. I don't want Cherky to get done and be out for 6 months.
That's the key point. That is the key
That's
point.
why I asked it. That's why I asked it.
Out for 6 months, then we're screwed.
That's why I asked it. And to Snoopy's point, on the flip side, if I'm an Arsenal player, like you all said, there's a very strong possibility they're coming into that match. Somebody is going to be looking for him to kick him, to make sure that he understands we don't appreciate what you did against us and how it made us look, so on and so forth. However, if you do that in the wrong way or whatever, you end up potentially getting a red card or booking or whatever.
Well, you can get booked for showboating. It's called.
So that's the other side of it. He could have gotten booked, but I'm thinking about the retribution. If the retribution from Arsenal comes, there's a strong possibility they're at least going to get a yellow, if not maybe potentially get a red, depending on how they do it. So we want to win the match. So if they're smart, they don't get caught up in all of the other stuff. They just play the game.
Which one bothered you more, the feigning injury or the kick-ups? Because I know which one bothered me more.
So I didn't even see the feigning injury. Well, maybe I did because they did look, but I saw the clip on social media that's going around. I did see that, and it looks bad for sure. I would say that probably bothers me more. I was more bothered
about the feigning of injury than I was the kick-ups.
Yeah. Although I did find it funny, but I know if the shoe was on the other foot, I wouldn't find it funny. I'd be. And
again, so this is the thing, and I think Snoopy said it earlier that you like it when it's on your team.
Yeah,
but you hate it when it's against you because
they ended Rodri's career for a year and a half.
Yeah,
exactly.
If that's Cherky, we're not going to go, oh, great. I get it. People are going, they deserve it. This is the problem. Listen, we can come on shows and we can do the piss take and we can do the banter, but we've also got to look at it from a proper way of talking as well. And listen, I can come in here and go, hey, like I did in the state. But what do I get out of that?
Yeah, I agree.
I've seen City fans go crazy when teams have done it to us.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the old saying: if you're big enough to give it, you got to be big enough to take it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Grealish and Holland in the corner, keeping the ball. That's classic. I can still see it in my head. And
that's the tactic. They do teach you that. Kobe did teach you that in football. There's a difference. They do teach you to go to it's what you call shadow defending. So you shadow defend and you go to the corner and you just put your body in the way of but it's called shadow defending. That is actually in the coaching manual.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. We remember people were upset. I wasn't, about Lewis Skelly when he did the Holland celebration. But again, there were a lot of people that were upset about it.
People were upset when we played Atletico Madrid and everyone wanted to kick shit out of us.
Yeah. Oh, was that when was that the Savage? Yeah. I remember that. Everybody, I was upset because again, these are former City players. What are you doing?
Yeah, it's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. If you can, if you're big enough to give it, you've got to be big enough to take it. That's all I'm saying.
Sorry, Magnus. I feel like you keep cutting out. I don't know what's going on. Big up, Luke. How you doing, man?
Yeah, good, man. All good. It's nice to have 2 weeks now of bliss of Arsenal fans, going on back quadruple was nice. So that was good. Was it really good?
Because again, if they would have surpassed what we have done, that would have been like the ultimate smack in the face. So the fact that we killed that for them is a good thing. Go ahead.
I was going to say it to Tariq though. The thing is that they were trying to run before they could walk. They won nothing in 6 years. You cannot go on about winning a quadruple when you won nothing in 6 years. Win something first for winning other stuff.
I don't know if they actually thought they were going to win. I think there's a lot of the media, and maybe it was Arsenal fans. I don't know. But anybody that's talking about winning a quadruple, I've said you got to win the first one first. Just win one. But yeah, that's a ridiculous conversation to have. But I'm glad that we were able to end that. And so the idea of a domestic quadruple, only ones to ever do it. So yeah, we'll take that.
The thing is, the quad is mad, right? We've actually been close to do it. Was it twice? Like in 2021, was it when Chelsea beat us FA Cup semi-final? When Stefan made that mistake.
I was going to say,
if we got through that game, it probably would have played Leicester in the final. I probably would have beaten. Well, as assuming, but I think we probably beaten them in the final, and that could have been a treble. Which I know sounds very easy to say, but we were like 2 or 3 games away from doing a quad, which shows you how hard it is to do it. It's not easy to do.
I think Liverpool were in what they were like 2 games away because they lost some finals. So yeah.
It's not easy at all. It's one of the hardest
which is why I didn't think it was a realistic conversation to begin with, because if it was feasible, maybe it will be done at some point. But I don't know if any team is going to be as dominant as some of the teams that haven't won it will be. So we'll see. Snoopy, I did see that. Sounds like he's okay, and that was old video from 2003. I don't know why it's coming back out now. It doesn't sound like he posted it, but he saw it, and so that's unfortunate.
Yeah, that is an old video, by the way.
Yeah,
he doesn't want to keep going about it.
Yeah, I'm trying to put it behind him.
Yeah, looting away. Something they were saying.
We need to move on from that. So just start with no one having a go. But I was sports and you start respect. Just move on from it. It's fine. Yeah, it's from nearly 3 years ago.
It's old news. Move on.
It was before we played Luton.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even over football, Mayad. They were just after his phone. It wasn't even over football. They were just trying to nick his phone. It's fine, yeah.
All right. We've been on for 2+ hours. Anything else that you guys want to touch on before we get off of here?
Thanks for coming, Luke.
All right. I'm here. I leave.
Bye, Luke.
I'll let you go first. Anything you wanted to say, Luke?
Well, first off, I'm personally really tired of all the debates. Why, when we win a trophy, do we instantly go to player debates? I'm just like, why can't we just enjoy what we saw on Sunday and just get on with it? Why do we have to again start going towards certain player here, saying that he's the best player in that position, and put down other player? Why do we do that? I mean, I'm not saying we do it on a panel, but I'm saying
no. As a fan base,
it's so boring. Like, can you just please just enjoy a win for once rather than using it as a way to point score? Like, what are we doing here? Are we trying to be winning trophies, or do we want to be point scoring and be player FC? Like, pick and choose. Like, I just can't bother to deal with that anymore. It's just like I'm pleased that we played well. Who started the game. At the end of the day, I'm a City fan. I'm not a player FC player. I will back every single player on that pitch and who plays us on the shirt. I'm not interested in anybody, supporting said player or the other player because this player plays better than the other player. It's an opinion. Well done, but the thing is, these opinions led towards Edison Ortega leaving the club the way they did. People will say there's only one situation,
Ganja.
but I'll tell you right now, it'll happen again. Opinions are fine. Personally, for me, my opinion, we all do, but it gets to the point where it turns into a witch hunt, and then it starts getting a bit out of hand. So, look, if you believe in what you believe in your opinion, that's all good. But can we just enjoy a cup final win? Like we got a cup final win after a couple of pretty poor results, and we won a trophy this season. That's pretty good. So. I'm buzzing with it. It'll be Arsenal 2-0 and shut them up. So for me, I'm gonna enjoy these 2 weeks. A bliss before we go to Liverpool in the quarter final. But I'm also one more thing as well. I'm also buzzing for this man here on my screen.
Yes,
Nico O'Reilly has been for me. I mean, is it to say Club Player of the Year? Is that too much? Would you say Haaland still? Would you think Nico O'Reilly is club player? I think he should be for how much he's done this season for us.
Wow, that's a strong statement.
That's not a bad suggestion though, Luke.
Nico O'Reilly for me. I just think Haaland. Look again in terms of form for me. It'd been Haaland at the start of the season, but last couple of months form drops a little bit. So maybe I'm thinking. Yeah, I think I agree with Snoopy. Young Player of the Year for sure.
Definitely PFA Young Player of the Year. I hope.
Player of the Year will probably be Bruno or something. I think Haaland missed out on that. Sadly, I think unless he gets a few goals for end season, which I hope he does. But
it depends on when they vote too.
But I want this man to get his flowers because I think the fact that he's sort of playing so well in a cup final, stepped up with 2 big goals. I'm so pleased for him, man. And it just shows that we've got such a gifted and great academy of players coming through. Like, not every player will make it here; they won't. But at the very least, we've got we've got players coming through that are getting chances and opportunities. So
and to know that Chelsea were looking, Chelsea were interested in buying him.
Yep.
Even saying that they were going to make a substantial offer. But the club, Pep, whoever, talked to the young man and told him just stay patient. They found a way to get him on the pitch, and he's taken every opportunity.
Yes,
it is the perfect outcome that could very easily be watching this kid playing for Chelsea. Could you imagine? We know what we're saying about Cole Palmer. We would be saying the same, if not more, if it had been this kid. It is. We were so close to potentially losing him, which is why we have to hold on to those. And it's part of it is also them just being patient, knowing that if I'm good enough, they're going to get me on the pitch, and I'll take my chance. But
and don't forget, this summer he could also be England's starting left back.
Absolutely.
Well, Magnus, think about it. We've got Stones obviously probably Bridge last year, but while is it World Cup, we'll say it's our players where you go somewhere else. So you can have Trafford in goal, depending. Oh well, I think it'll probably be Pickford still one last tournament before it is Trafford. The Euros, I reckon. Yeah, but Trafford in the competition for number 1. You've got Stones and Gahey obviously as main centre backs right now when all fit. You got O'Reilly left back, and you got obviously Elliot Anderson will link with if he comes out our player. That's another City player. Phil Foden potentially as well. But we've got a lot of. Have you noticed that we're starting to get more English players in the first team again for England?
Yeah.
For a while, it's been dead.
I think that's
started back again recently.
Yeah, it's definitely an intentional thing because, again, to your point, all those players that have been, I guess, diehards for they've always been in the England lineup. Those players now are starting to move on. The John Stones of the world are starting to move on. Grealish is gone. Going all the way back to when we had more English players, and so now we're starting to add more of those back into the line. But nobody would have seen Nico O'Reilly being as great as he is, being in the positions that he's in at the beginning of the season, or even last season. We knew he was good last season, but to see how he's just continued to kick on and thrive regardless of where he is on the pitch, I think that is an exceptional story, and one that I hope continues to be written. Ash, I know there's maybe a couple of Arsenal fans around, but Lewis Skelly was supposed to be better and all that kind of stuff. But I think they've seen that this kid has levels, and so glad to see it. Anyway,
a good job we didn't sell him to Chelsea then when we nearly did.
That's exactly what I was saying. We were so close. We could have lost this kid.
That was close.
Yeah, we could have lost this kid, and then we would have been the regret that we would be feeling right now. So
do you know what stopped it? Do you know what stopped the deal?
No.
Chelsea wouldn't do the buyback.
Chelsea what?
Chelsea wouldn't do the buyback, so we stopped the deal.
See, but even we were that close to losing this kid, and he's oh man.
This is why I keep saying, and Luke, you made me this styles and Louis. Players want to play.
Yeah.
These players are happy just sat on a bench doing now. He's rubbish.
It's not FIFA.
Which is why
rotational player.
Which is why I don't want to bring this up because I need to get off of here because other guys are waiting on me for another show. But
on stay done, by the way. Pep never improves players, apparently.
Don't forget, Pep's a checkbook manager, never improves players. Right, exactly.
That's the narrative.
Yeah, but so my concern is, and maybe it's, I don't know, but the same way that we look back with a sense of relief that we didn't lose this kid, will we look back with that same level of disbelief that we let a James Trafford go if he goes on to be England's number one for the next 10, 15 years or whatever it is? I don't know. But again, we don't have time to get into that. I know we had that conversation, and I don't want to turn it into a Trafford versus Donnarumma, but I'm just saying we know what we have, and we're potentially going to let it walk out the club. And so that's always difficult.
Hang on. I'm going to say this because
go ahead.
Maybe I'm harsh.
Nope, go ahead.
But say Edison had stayed, was James Trafford guaranteed number one with Edison here as well?
I don't think he would have come if Ederson was here for the long haul. I think by the time he came, it was well known that Ederson was going to be leaving the club. Maybe not that year, because he had one more year on his contract. So even if he would have stayed the 1 year, he was going to be leaving. And I think that there was a pathway, a clear pathway to the number one, which is why he's got the number one shirt. There was a clear pathway to that spot for him. And that
was my argument, though, when I say people say there shouldn't be anyone guaranteed. Pep drops everyone, and I say, well, Haaland's going to start most games, and they all go, he shouldn't. What gives Trafford the right to be number one straight away then without fighting?
Nothing. Which is, again,
that's my point. I think I think it depends on the player. Will suit the debate what you're going for.
Yeah, and the difference between a Nico O'Reilly and a James Trafford is you can find other ways to get Nico O'Reilly on the pitch. You can play him at left back,
yes,
and get him on the pitch. You can play him in midfield occasionally just to keep getting the minutes there, so he knows that there's a pathway there for him as well. You can find ways to give him minutes here and there, which you can't do in goal, unless of course you're going to treat it like baseball, again, to go back to baseball, where you have your starting pitcher and then you have people that come in, but you have your closer comes in and ends the game, puts the game away, seals it. So maybe we need to get to a place where at the 70th minute mark or the 75th minute mark, we then bring in Trafford and he finishes the game, so everybody's getting minutes. I know that's never going to happen because substitutions are limited, and that's just me being ridiculous, but there's no way to get him on the pitch because of the position that he plays. And so that's why I think he's going to have to go, unfortunately. So anyway, once again, thank you all for another successful Talkback Tuesday. We do this every Tuesday night. We've had so many people that have jumped on this on camera with us and on stage with us, and so been able to have those conversations. This is every single week. The door is open. The virtual door is open for you to come on and have your say and to talk about whatever the topic of the day is. So we certainly appreciate it. Big ups to Pyzel and to KDK, who both joined and subscribed to the channel today. Again, you can see at the bottom, we're trying to get to 500. And I need your help because I think I'm like at 380. I need like 120 more people, 110, whatever it is, more people to help me get there. So if you haven't already, before you leave tonight, do me a favor, go ahead, hit that like button, and then go and hit the subscribe button as well. And certainly appreciate it. Big ups to everybody that's been here on the panel. These guys are here most weeks. So certainly appreciate all of you for helping to just continue to drive the conversation forward. Thank you to everybody who's watching, everybody that's in the chat, who again help drive the show forward. So certainly appreciate it. It's been a great weekend for City fans. We get to go into this international break on a high. So let's enjoy it, and then let's get back and do it again. We got Chelsea. We got another Arsenal match coming up. We got some other matches coming up. So
I think is a cup next, isn't it?
Yeah, I was gonna say Liverpool. I would think Liverpool in the FA Cup. So we've got some. We still have a couple big games still to come up. And why not go? We've already got one trophy. Why not go get another one? Right? Yeah. Why not go get the FA Cup? And maybe, just maybe,
to go to Wembley again.
If lightning should strike, and we win the league, maybe we come out of this with a treble, a domestic treble. Who knows? I don't put anything beyond our reach. Let's go get it.
My Liverpool ticket came out today. That was 55 quid. Stop it. I don't want to keep. I can't afford all these trips.
Well, I'll tell you what. Yeah, I should have come over, and then you could have just gave your ticket to me, and I would have gone in your place. But anyway, once again, appreciate everyone. Have a great rest of your evening, and I will let you know.
Let's get to 500.
Yeah, come on,
appreciate that. Yeah. I will let you know if we're going to be able to do next Tuesday. I do have something coming up, but if I don't do Tuesday, I might move it. We'll see. Because I always enjoy hanging out with you guys. I know it's international break, so we'll figure out. I think, Martin, you're doing some cool stuff over the international break on your channel. Again, let me
no show tomorrow, but we are doing a quizzy thing next week, which will be good.
Nice. So if you don't know, Martin Mancunian way, much bigger than me, so everybody probably already knows him. Also, Luke from Not in My Lifetime. Go ahead and hit that.
He never streams. Ignore him. He's moved his show 4 times.
Yeah.
Moved his show 4 times.
His show was meant to be 2 days ago. He keeps moving it a day. Every time I go,
it's tomorrow. It's tomorrow. It is tomorrow. Okay.
Big up, Alan. Appreciate the subscribe, man.
Yeah, but get over there and give Not in My Lifetime a lot of love.
Yeah, Not in My Lifetime. Ryjack, I don't know if
I promise.
Fair enough. I don't know if Ryjack is still in the chat or not. Go subscribe to his channel if you haven't already. But just support content creators, footy content creators in general, but definitely our city content creators. It's
a family.
Exactly. That's what the word I was looking for. It's not a competition. We're all, as you can see, these guys are on my channel. I go on theirs. These guys gave me these opportunities, so we want to continue to support. All right, that's enough. I'm gonna stop talking. Enjoy your evening, everybody, and we'll see you again hopefully next week.